Good morning. Welcome to our 10:30 kids story time. And as you can see, I'm wearing yet another Mexican hat. I have this one that I've got on today that's a little different. I've got one more Mexican hat. After that, I'm going to have to scrounge around and try to find some different hats. So anyway, I want to just share just a little bit. This is I'm reading from Exodus chapter 20, and you can tell it's towards the beginning of the Bible. It's towards the beginning. And Exodus 20 verse 12 says, "Honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be long upon the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee." And so towards the beginning of the book, God gives instruction. This is part of the 10 Commandments. God says you're to honor your father and your mother. And you might read that and say, well, it doesn't say that I have to obey them. It doesn't say that. Well, if you don't obey your parents, you're not honoring them. So to obey them is part of honoring mom and dad. I've seen youngsters in stores and at school programs and ball games and things like that, at ball fields. I've seen kids being very, very disrespectful to their parents. And it's a shame. It's a shame there's a lot of young people that don't know how to honor their mom and dad. Your mom and dad have done a lot for you. They feed you, take care of you. Most of you have a nice room to sleep in, a nice bed. Got a lot of clothes you could wear. Don't have to worry about being all alone. For the most part, you're doing pretty good. And that verse, notice it doesn't say, honor thy father and thy mother if they're good to you. It just says, honor thy father and thy mother. God expects that of you. Now, that's at the beginning of the book, and I've got another verse, and they're towards the back of the book. And so I turned now, I'm towards the back of the book. And so from beginning to the end, it's still the truth. Here's what God says in Ephesians chapter 6. It says, children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. Honor thy father and mother, which is the first commandment with promise, that it may be well with thee, and thou mayest live long on the earth. And so God says, if you obey and honor your parents, I'll see that you'll live long and that you have a good, successful life. So it's a good thing to be listening and obeying and honoring. Do you think it's an honoring thing if your mom or your dad asks you to do something and you get up and you stomp across the living room? Fine! Do you think that's honoring? It's not. And so today we're working on honoring and obeying our parents. And maybe you say, well, I don't live with my parents. My mom and dad, I don't have a mom and dad. I live with my grandmother. Well, then I would tell you apply that same principle to your grandmother. You're going to obey her and honor her. So, have a good day and be glad of the blessing